SHOUTOUT is an AI writing tool, and it's supposedly going to write this for me. So I'm going to just copy and paste what I have in here. This is just like the first chapter. So this is the analysis of my writing style. My tone and mood. It's lighthearted and playful, infused with warmth and affection, particularly in the interactions between the characters. Mood oscillates between joy and nostalgia, with an undercurrent of melancholy as the narrator reflects on past tragedies. Emotional atmosphere is both comforting and bittersweet, capturing the essence of youthful camaraderie amidst the weight of their experiences. Yeah, that gets it. POV, written in the first-person point of view, specifically from the perspective of the narrator, who is a demigod and Percy's girlfriend. Yeah, Annabeth Chase. This perspective allows for intimate insights into the narrator's thoughts and feelings, creating a personal connection with the reader. Tense is present, adding immediacy to the narrative. Is it, though? Vocabulary and word choice. This one I'm interested in. The vocabulary is accessible, yo, we love accessibility, yet playful, with a mix of informal language and specific terms related to the demigod world. Camp Half-Blood, Child of Poseidon. The author employs humor and sarcasm, particularly in the dialogue, yo, and uses figurative language to enhance descriptions, like resembling a chipmunk. The word choice reflects the youthful voices of the characters, making it relatable and engaging. Well, that's good, because I was imitating Rick Riordan, so if this is going to imitate me, at least it sounds like I'm imitating Rick Riordan. Sentence structure. The sentence structure varies with a mix of short, punchy sentences and longer, more complex ones. Variation creating a dynamic rhythm, allowing for moments of quick wit and reflection. The use of fragments and asides adds to the conversational tone, making the narrative feel spontaneous and lively. Thank you. I think it's stroking my ego. Pacing and rhythm. Pacing is generally moderate, with moments of quick dialogue interspersed with reflective passages. The rhythm flows smoothly, allowing the reader to absorb both the lighthearted banter and the deeper emotional undertones. Narrative builds tension through dialogue and action, particularly through the interactions with the younger campers. The dialogue is characterized by its authenticity and humor, capturing the distinct voices of the characters. Percy's playful sarcasm contrasts with the earnestness of the younger boy Colin, creating a charming dynamic. Thank you! Again, stroking the ego much? The use of dialogue tags is minimal, allowing the characters' voices to shine through without interruption. It's definitely stroking my ego. Descriptive style! The author The author employs vivid sensory imagery to create a lively atmosphere, particularly in the descriptions of the campfire and the characters' expressions. The level of detail is just right, providing enough context to visualize the scene without overwhelming the reader. The descriptions evoke a sense of nostalgia and warmth, enhancing the emotional depth of the narrative. Themes and motifs. Recurring themes include the struggle between innocence and the harsh realities of being a demigod, the importance of camaraderie, and the bittersweet nature of memories. The motif of fire, represented by the campfire and flaming marshmallow, symbolizes both warmth and danger, reflecting the duality of their experience. I totally meant to do that. Oh. Cultural and historical context. The piece is rooted in contemporary young adult fantasy, drawing on themes of heroism, friendship, and the challenges of growing up. The references to Greek mythology and the demigod experience resonate with a modern audience, reflecting the cultural context of young adult literature that often explores identity and belonging. Let me look at that again. Where the story is in the world. Contemporary young adult fantasy. Heroism, friendship, and challenges of growing up. Yeah. References to Greek mythology and demigod experience resonate with modern audience. Does it, though? Reflecting the cultural context of young adult literature that often explores identity and belonging. Okay, after reading this slower again, I'm not sure the problem is with me not reading and understanding it correctly, and I think it's actually just a bunch of words that don't go together well. So I guess that's feedback for SHOUTOUT in the sense that it doesn't always make sense? Or rather, it's not that SHOUTOUT doesn't make sense, but its attempts to contextualize the content make it really miss the mark in some areas. Overall, the writing style is engaging, humorous, and emotionally resonant. effectively capturing the complexities of the characters' lives as demigods while maintaining a lighthearted tone. That is what I was going for, so I guess we can just hit next. For the most part, it's accurate. So now the next step is compression, and now it's done. The style is lighthearted and playful, blending warmth with nostalgia and melancholy. In first person, past perfect. It features accessible vocabulary, dynamic sentences, authentic dialogue, and vivid imagery, capturing youthful camaraderie amidst the bittersweet realities of demigod life. Yeah, that works. Let's insert it, and I guess it'll generate a synopsis? The one thing that I'm scared about using pseudowrite for in this context is that I know what characters are going to high school in this fan fiction, right? I've planned out quite a bit of this story. That's how I spent my time after Milton waiting for the power to come back on. Pseudowrite, though, doesn't have all that content because I hand wrote that. There's no way for me to copy it here without spending a lot of time, and I'm here to not spend a lot of time with that. Let's see the synopsis. The hallowed halls of Westover High. Oh gosh, no, it's doing what I thought it was gonna. No, I should have finished my sentence. First of all, what does it think a synopsis is? Oh, I can add the characters. Okay. Add character. Why? I don't know what just happened. Gray eyes, intelligence, determination, confident stature, gray strength, blonde. Yeah, okay. Clarity, precision, touch of wit, thoughtful communication, choosing words carefully to convey strategic insights or rally companions, intelligence, leadership, and posing questions that challenge others to think critically. Yeah, close enough. Time to add many more. What is this? Protagonist. Okay. Add a character. What happened? Where did Aiden Blakewood come from? Cassia Summers, Elias Melrose, Mara Thornwood, Dr. Everett Hayes, Nina Dawson. You know what? Screw my original idea. We're just gonna go with these. Let's generate a novel outline because I don't feel like doing it myself. Cool. Okay, so we can. How many chapters are in here? 22 chapters. Okay, that's pretty standard for a Percy Jackson story, not gonna lie. That's pretty accurate. I like how it did that. Okay, what I just want to do right now is see if I can have it finish writing the story. Oh gosh, I don't like that. Okay, after getting some sleep and starting to edit that video, I realized what I was doing wrong, and so I'm back at it again on pseudowrite to fix my errors that happened last night, but for you just happened like a couple seconds ago in the video. Originally, I could only get pseudowrite to finish writing the little section of fanfiction that I fed it to train it on my writing style, right? But if you erase that, it will take all of the outline and character development and synopsis details and it'll feed you writing to go with. So we're going to insert this. Again, we still have access to the continued suggestions of writing from pseudowrite based on my prompt. But again, it's this is too sus, okay? It's too sus. Let's take a look at what pseudowrite has to say. I never thought I'd say this, but I actually missed the chaos of Camp Half-Blood. As I walked through the eerily calm halls of Alternative High, I couldn't help but feel a twinge of nostalgia for the clashing of swords and the roar of mythical beasts. Earth to Annabeth! Percy's voice snapped me out of my reverie. You've been staring at that locker for 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna sprout tentacles and attack us. I rolled my eyes, but couldn't suppress a smile. Very funny, seaweed brain. I was just thinking. Dangerous pastime, he quipped, earning him a playful punch on the arm. As we made our way to homeroom, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The halls were too quiet. The students too normal. And then it just ends. There's no more. I don't know if they coded it to be incomplete like that so that I would be psychologically more inclined to subscribe to keep using it because, if there's incomplete information, your brain automatically wants to fill it in. And then at a glance, it technically checks the boxes for being related to Camp Half-Blood. I mean, we've got Camp Half-Blood, we've got Clashing of Swords. I didn't mention that there was sword stuff at Camp Half-Blood. Beasts, you know, there's monsters that are myths. Yeah. This is definitely something that Percy would teasingly say, as well as dangerous pastime, except the thing is, none of it is in character, because while he would say this, he'd never say it to Annabeth because she would get him. Also, this should be a period just grammatically for an AI program that's supposed to have grammar under its belt. I don't know why I didn't do that. My overall conclusion for pseudo-write and using it as a writing tool, it can technically get the surface level stuff, like, hey, Camp Half-Blood is chaotic. There are clashing of swords. Yeah, Percy and Annabeth have a very bantery relationship, and, you know, they would definitely be wondering about whether or not it's going to sprout tentacles and attack them. However, certain things aren't in character. It gives off a very uncanny valley effect for these characters. They don't feel accurate to the characters we know and love from Rick Riordan's books. This way that she missed the chaos of Camp Half-Blood, she would start off by saying, oh my gosh, I love the chaos of Camp Half-Blood. It is my home. It is what I'm used to. And the eerily calm halls of Alternative High, though, well, they're not so bad. That's kind of the way that Annabeth would go about Alternative High based on this description. The roar of mythical beasts. That's not the phrasing that's used. That's not the vocabulary we've got in Percy Jackson. And Percy would definitely tease Annabeth, and she would definitely playfully punch him on the arm, but it wouldn't be this one, because teasing her for thinking too hard would earn him a trip to the infirmary, I think. Pseudo-write technically gets the surface level stuff, but it doesn't understand, and it definitely doesn't show that it can understand who they are as characters on a fundamental level. At the end of the synopsis, for example, where it says that the call to heroism echoed eternally and she would answer time and time again until the final breath left her body. This is technically correct. Technically, that's accurate. But the way that it's approached in the AI writing is that Annabeth's inspired by this. Her resolve is strengthened by the knowledge that the fight is never truly over. But in the canon material, this isn't something that encourages her. This is something that wears them down. This is one of the antagonistic internal conflicts that they have. Like, I want the fight to be over, but it never will be, and it feels hopeless, but we're still trying anyways. That's not inspiring. That's tragic. That's what makes it Greek mythology. It's a Greek tragedy. If you want something to be meaningful and reflect the true characterization and personal quirks of real life people or characters that have been brought to life by a human, you can't rely on AI for that. At least not yet. And I'm not sure we ever will.